The fiery saga of the Eurovision Song Contest, explained. There's nothing in the script that really prepares you for how weird the real thing is, says Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga director David Dobkin. Long before American Idol, The X Factor, America's Got Talent, or The Voice, before Star Search, even, there was the Eurovision Song Contest, the United Nations of all talent competitions, with participants representing as many as 52 countries from all across Europe, the U.K.and Australia. Eurovision is one of the most watched and longest-running TV broadcasts on the planet, with an average annual audience of 200 million. However, Eurovision awareness has only recently hit a high in the United States, for a variety of synergistic reasons. So ahead of this weekend's 67th Eurovision Grand Final, which will take place May 13th at England's Liverpool Arena, here's a primer on all things EVSC for newly initiated stateside viewers. The Eurovision Song Contest was developed by the European Broadcasting Union way back in 1956, when the television industry itself was in its infancy, as a live broadcasting experiment and a way to produce cheap programming. Since then, the production budget has certainly multiplied by millions of euros, but the show itself has in many ways remained charmingly untouched by time, with international contenders all decked out in spandex and sequins while executing variety show choreography that wouldn't have been out of place during ABBA's fabulously career-launching Eurovision 1974 performance of Waterloo. It is perhaps the only televised talent competition more over the top than The Masked Singer or RuPaul's Drag Race. An actual drag queen, Austria's bearded lady Conchita Wurst, in fact won Eurovision in 2014. Other recent Eurovision standouts, none of which anyone at the EBU could have possibly envisioned back in '56, have included Israel's 2018 winner, Netta, who used a looper to create trippy, beatbox EDM performances and told Yahoo Entertainment that EVSC was the weirdest, cheesiest, corniest, most amazing, colorful, sensitive, exciting ride that I had in my entire life. Finland's GWAR-like monster rockers Lordi, Iceland's leather-masked BDSM provocateurs Hatari, and the twin terrors of Dublin, identical X Factor twins Jedward, who competed twice. Justin Hawkins from The Darkness was once a semi-finalist for the United Kingdom. Even Flo Rida randomly showed up to assist San Marino's pop duo Senhit in 2021, prompting confused BBC commentator Graham Norton to blurt, "That is Flo Rida, the multi-billion-selling rapper. I don't know why he's here." John Lydon, of Sex Pistols, Pi El Infamy, surprisingly gave it a go this year, representing Ireland, but he too was robbed. Ironically, however, 2020 was the year that Eurovision mania started to escalate in the States, thanks to Will Ferrell's 20 years in the making satire Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga. That movie's cast, accompanied by the real-life Eurovision alumni who appeared in the film's delightful song-along medley, had actually planned to descend upon the real-life EVSC finals in the Netherlands that year. I love music. I'm a big music video fan and a music video director, and so music's always been a really big part, but I'd never heard of the contest, said the director, whose credits include videos for Tupac, Blues Traveler, Coolio, Elton John, and Maroon 5. So, I called back and said, "It's really funny, but we have to change the title. It's a terrible title, Eurovision." And my agent was like, "You know this is a real thing, right?" I hung up the phone and I googled it. Dobkin continued with a chuckle, and I spent the next 4 hours going through just the last decade of finalists, thinking, this is insane. It's way bigger than the Super Bowl. I mean, it's World Cup-sized. For something like that to exist that I had never heard of was shocking to me. It was like the dark web opening up. As I got deeper into it, it seemed weirder and better to me. And by the way, there's nothing in the script that really prepares you for how weird the real thing is.